Hey guys, it's Sandy. I wanted to get on here and talk about some different items that I think are so important to have in your home. And I say this after watching things that have happened with Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton, and I don't think it's over. Like, I don't believe that that's the end of the storms. It seems like they're coming quicker. They are becoming larger, more destructive. So, and we're going into wintertime. We could have blizzards, we could have other kinds of things happen clear all the way across the country. You just never know. Weather is very volatile. Along with weather, I've always said for a while, we should have our homes prepared anyway with food and water for any kind of emergency, because emergencies can happen at any time. Well, after watching some of the things I got on, I ordered some different things that I wanted in my home that I think could be very helpful for you also. So one of the things when I was really watching, we saw the water. I think water is an absolute. Having some kind of water filtration system is just an absolute if you can afford it, because you can't do anything with dirty water. So if you could filter it out, then I just think water filtration is just a very important thing to have. But let's talk some things about solar, because whenever you're out of electric and you're out, your water's not working, you don't have electric, there's some things are very important that can help you, but some things are creature comforts that just will help you get through also. It makes the time not quite as hard. So let me show you one of the first things. I've had this right here for quite a few years, and I keep it in my car. It is a phone charger, iPad charger, whatever. It does have a flashlight on it also, and it's solar. So it's nice. It's done its job. But whenever I got on, I was looking at it on Amazon because I've had it quite a few years. It'll only charge a phone like twice, and it'll only charge an iPad or some kind of something like that once, because it doesn't have enough solar whatever in there to make it go longer. And so I wanted something that was more powerful. So I'm going to keep this because it's still a solar charger. But this one I just bought. It's a solar power bank, a portable solar charger. Now it has a bigger front. It's also heavier, but this one can charge 6 to 8 times for a phone and iPads, whatever, whereas this one was only twice. But you can see the distinct difference in the size also. Now, this one also has an emergency flashlight on it, so that's important to be able to have that. It does do different lights so that if you had an emergency and you need to flash, someone down, then you can do that. So this is just a really nice product to have. Now, whenever I was reading about chargers, though, is solar should be charged like every 3 months. So if you haven't charged your solar in a while, then you need to get it out and charge it again. You can just, both of these comes with plugs. You can just plug it in and do it that way. But in an emergency, it's great to have a solar charger. This one also, you can just lay your phone right on top and it'll charge. This one, you have to have the charging cables. This one has cables that come with it. You can just take those out, or you can lay your phone right on top of it and it will charge. So it's really great to be able to call your family and have something to charge up, your phones with, and be able to charge them 6 to 8 times. Some other things that I think are super important to have. This one, let me just talk about this for a second. Chapstick. You just go to the store and get yourself some chapstick with the SPF in it. Whenever your lips hurt, they can, with winter coming, they can get cracked and dry and cracked. And if you live someplace that's hot and dry, they can get burnt and cracked also. And it hurts. And this is just a great little creature comfort that I don't think that people really think about. My husband and I were just out west on a hiking trip, and this saves your lips. I'm telling you, this is really important to have. So something with SPF in it. I know it isn't one of these emergency things that's going to save you, but gosh, it's nice to have something, a good creature comfort that's going to help so that you don't get chapped and hurting lips. So this is so cheap, $1 something. So go to the store and get yourself several tubes of chapstick, or get on Amazon and buy the 3-pack and have them at home. Another thing, okay, so let me go to this first because I think this is an emergency item compared to creature comfort. And these are actually emergency items. I have talked about this before because I think it's so important to have a portable stove. something that you can cook with, something that you can boil water with. Water to boil it to be able to have formula for the babies, or to have it for cooking so that you can have clean water. Now, all you do is put a butane container in here, and that canister will fuel it. This is a newer one that I bought. I have showed you guys this a few times because I think it's so important. It's so cheap and it cooks so well. And I will link those videos. But why I'm showing this to you again is in case you haven't seen those videos, get yourself some kind of stove. This is a newer one I bought. I have the gas one. The Coleman one is great. I gave this to my kids so that they would have some kind of emergency thing too. I bought this one just recently. It is the Grill Boss, and the reason that I bought this one is because it can do propane or butane. So I do have butane canisters, but we can also use our propane canisters now with this too. Get yourself some. It's under $30. Listen, depending on the energy it uses, some of them are even like $25. That is really cheap to have a portable stove that you can cook with. You can boil water. Something that feels so good is also being able to boil water and just get your washcloth in there. And instead of washing off with cold stuff, even baby wipes are great to be able to wash off with in emergencies. But if you could boil water and have a warm washcloth just to wipe yourself off, it feels better. So just one of those creature comfort things again. This right here, I think this is great, a solar fan. Look at that. It's got this much area right here that you can put it into the sun. It charges. Important things to have in case of emergency is obviously food and water. You got to be able to have clean water. So that's why I mentioned getting some kind of a water purifier. You got to have heat. You got to have warmth. Something though that's a nice creature comfort though is a fan. This is a solar fan. It's got that solar. You lay it out in the sun. If you are in a hot climate, a fan sure does feel good when you have no electric. If you've got a burning stove going, either gas stove or a wood stove in your emergency situation and it's cold, this would help move the air around. So what this is, I got this on Amazon, you guys. I'll put all these links below. They are not expensive. I keep saying that because they are not expensive, but they are things that can really help you. This one does have a light, so it's a great camp for, taking camping. Think of things that you do whenever you go camping. That kind of products are great to buy. So this one has a light, a little brighter in case of emergency. You can do that. It has a timer on it, and it has a fan for low, medium, and high. And actually, this is actually a pretty good fan. My hair is probably not moving because of hairspray, but it actually does move a decent amount of air. So having a solar fan is just a really nice creature comfort to have. And you need some creature comforts whenever you're in an emergency situation where you don't have electric and water and food and everything just readily available. These are more of emergency items that I just think are smart to have. Okay, so this one is called an emergency poncho. This is better than just those real cheap plastic ponchos. This one keeps more of the weather off. So it helps windproof. It's waterproof. So if you're in a rainstorm, if you're in a windstorm, if you are in a snowstorm. The other thing about this is it's got the emergency inside of there. So the emergency warmth, the Mylar. Mylar will help you stay warmer. It just does. So it's got the hood with the Mylar in it. These, again, were cheap. I got a pack of 4 so we can put them in our cars. I think 4 of them were $17. They came in a pack of 4. That's really cheap, you guys, to be able to have an emergency poncho. So this can keep you warmer. So if you needed to, you could put this under your clothes or under your coat, or put it over top of all of that to keep you warmer. So this is a nice thing. Rather than those cheap ponchos, these emergency ponchos are nicer. They're made out of really good material that doesn't rip. Another thing are Mylar blankets. I've said this before too, but they're just inexpensive and they will keep you warm. So we're going into wintertime, and I've told you before I'm in Ohio. In Ohio, it can get cold. So if you are any place that can get cold, just use this. And people have told me before that if you take this and you put down a blanket, then put down your Mylar, then put down another blanket, it will actually hold the heat in even better for you. So Mylar blankets, cheap. Emergency ponchos are cheap. They are just good things to have. These right here, this is important because has to do with being able to protect yourself. So pepper spray, that's always going to, be helpful. Are guns and bullets best? Yeah, but maybe that's not an option. Maybe you are not comfortable with guns. Maybe you don't have any access to guns. Maybe that's just not an option for whatever reason. There's other things you can do. And you need to have some kind of protection that you can protect yourself because, people turn bad. Some people just are bad anyway, but people can really turn bad in an emergency situation where they don't care about your life. They just are trying to get what they want. So you need to be able to protect yourself. Ball bats in your house. This is another thing. This is called a tactical pen. And I just think these are just really smart to carry with you. So it is actually an ink pen that you write with. It's heavier though. And this is called a tactical pen because on that end right here is a really sharp point. So this is one that can break glass. When I've been watching some of these videos of Hurricane Helene, there's people in any kind of a flood, people get trapped in their cars. You have this in your car and you can get yourself out by getting the glass broken. Or if you see somebody that you need to help, you can break the glass. This is just a good thing to have in your car. Along with that, though, this is a great thing to have for safety. So several years ago, I took a self-defense class and they sold something like this in that class. So this is really sharp on the end and it can be used as a weapon. You hold it just like this. And then what they taught us is you can go straight to the throat, into the eyes, and you just hold it like this. You got to have some power behind it. Into the groin, into the thigh, whatever you need to. So these are important because I'm telling you, things are just getting worse. So there are so many videos where people talking about how they've been followed to their car. So you're walking out of Walmart. Most people are on their phone, not even paying attention, not looking around to see who's around them, who's behind of them, and just walking and being oblivious that somebody can be following you. And it's going to happen more and more. This right here, carry this right along with you, and you've got a weapon. And the people that are following to your car or following your home, they're looking for the vulnerable person. So they're looking for the person that is looking down. They don't want the person that's making eye contact and looking straight at you or looking around to see who is around you. So don't be vulnerable. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself, you're protecting yourself, and get you a few things that you can have. If it's not guns and bullets, make sure you have a baseball bat in your house, or think of something else that you can use if somebody was intruding on your space. And then make sure that you have some personal protection whenever you are out, that you can protect yourself also. This is great. You can have this in the house too if somebody was breaking into your home. So I know some of this is all doom and gloom and scary for some people, but really it's just being wise and saying, if you need some things in your home to be able to take care of your family. Another thing that I will mention is a solar generator. I know they're expensive, but I also will tell you that, boy, they would just come in handy whenever you have no electric and you can't go and get gas, but you have the power of the sun. And even I was reading, you know what else is one? I have one coming, is a lantern, because you need light also. So I have a solar lantern coming. I have battery powered things or kerosene powered things, but a solar lantern. This is the one that I am getting. It's coming this week. I picked this one because of the amount of solar space that it can charge faster. But whenever I was reading, I watched a video on it, and even on a cloudy day, there is some sun that comes through, so it won't get charged as quickly. But it said, leave your whatever outside during the daytime so it can at least be charging. So full sun's obviously going to charge everything quicker, but even on cloudy days, you get some sun rays, so it's still going to charge things. So, don't discount that. So these things are not expensive at all. None of this is expensive right here. I do know that, we've had our Berkey for years and I love it, but I do know that they're expensive, and water filtration systems are expensive, but boy, they could save you in an emergency. Solar generators, they are expensive, but they could save you in an emergency. So I think of those like as you have a savings for a reason, because you need it for emergencies, or you have a savings so that you can save money and buy something later. If you've got money in your savings, and I know not everybody does, but if you have money in your savings, go and get you some of these things. Go and get the more expensive things, because I'm telling you, they will be a lifesaver if you need them. If you cannot afford those things, get the things that you can that will help in emergency, which is a portable stove that you can cook on and boil water on, some emergency items, some waste solar things that you can use in your home, anything that you can use purifying wise. Life straws, they're not expensive either. You know, if that's all you can do the best you can do. All right, you guys, I just wanted to share some of these things. I'm going to have all of them linked in the description below, that I got them on Amazon just to make it easy. You get to get what you want, but I did want to share what I have been doing. All right, you guys, that's all I have for now. Until next time, I'm out.